Today we are attempting an absolutely insane run with Bulbasaur. Minimum battles and 0 DVs. This is as extreme as it can possibly get for a solo challenge in Generation 1. Bulbasaur ranks 129th out of 151 Pokemon in terms of base stats. It also doesn't have a very wide move pool, basically only having grass and normal type attacking moves. But I believe this Bulbasaur has everything that it needs to transform into a Pokemon god. So let's see if this is actually going to be possible. We're here in Professor Oak's lab to pick up our Bulbasaur. So let's get our Bulbasaur and let's give it a name appropriate for this challenge. I think naming it God maybe is pretty appropriate for this one. Now, we can check our Bulbasaur and see that it in fact has 0 DVs, the worst possible stats. And we actually have to start off by winning by losing. We have to lose this fight against Rival 1. That's because we are going to level up to level 7 by fighting the Caterpie here in Viridian Forest. If we can get through this fight, we'll reach level 7 and we'll be able to use Leech Seed on Brock. Now, this is not an easy fight. Even the first Caterpie in the game can take us out. We've got to get some luck here. We're just hoping to set up Growl and hopefully not have it hit us too many times as we try to tackle it down. Finally, we get through and it's on to Brock with Leech Seed. Now, Brock presents his own challenges because just having Growl and Leech Seed is not enough. We need Brock to miss us with his Geodude. Geodude has approximately a 5% chance to miss when it uses Tackle, and we need not just one miss. No. We need multiple misses in this run just to be able to get to Onix and have a chance to get through. We can see he takes us out pretty easily, even though we got his health fairly far down. So finally, we get a good run where he does miss turn 1. We're able to start setting up on him. And it's just gonna be a grind, guys. We're just gonna have to keep spamming Growl and Tackle and hoping to get through with enough HP to at least have a chance against Onix. We get through on this one with decent health. We level up, we get 10 HP. Just let us get off Leech Seed. Perfect. He uses Bide, even better. Now we can set up our Growls. And as long as we get our Growls off, he's not going to do that much damage to us short of a critical hit. So we get everything set up, and now we are just healing up turn after turn. His health is whittling down, and there we go. We have beaten Brock on minimum battles with a 0 DVs Bulbasaur. But if you thought our challenges were done, oh no, you guys are silly. We have to now fight this youngster, the second trainer after Brock. He gives us trouble with a Rattata and an Ekans. Basically, what we need to happen is we need Ekans to get stuck just using Leer against us. If he just keeps attacking us, we're going to lose every single time. I tried Bide, I tried a lot of different strategies. They didn't work. I just had to wait to get to the luck in this run to be able to get through. Now we pick up Vine Whip, and that makes our life a lot easier until we get to Team Rocket. Now they have an Ekans, and they have a Meowth that knows Bite. This is not easy, guys. We're going to try setting up Leech Seed and Growl on the Ekans, hoping to get through it. But the problem is that Ekans uses Leer. Leer lowers our defense, and that means Meowth using Bite or Coughing using Smog can actually do decent damage to us. Here, we get taken out very, very quickly. So let's try another strategy. Let's use our HP up and our rare candy. Maybe just a slight improvement to our Bulbasaur will be enough to make this possible. Here, back again, we are using the same strategy, Leech Seed and Growl, but now we're able to get through to Meowth. Taking Meowth down with Vine Whip, we now just need to get Leech Seed and Growl set up on Coffin. We get him set up and get his damage down to a point where we can actually survive turn in and turn out. And now it's just a point of, can we tackle him down? We get the tackles and we're through this fight. It's on to Misty. Yeah, Misty, let's just use Vine Whip. We take her out in the second attempt. The first time I tried Growl and Leech Seed, it wasn't really worth it. Just go straight for Vine Whip and you can take her down very, very easily. So one more Vine Whip and there we go. We have taken down Misty and we have the chance to learn Poison Powder. It's not really that useful, so we go ahead and skip it for now. Next, rival number 2. He's not too difficult at this point because he doesn't use Smart AI. So even though Spearow could use Peck, it doesn't know to use that. So after that, it's a bunch of simple Vine Whips. And we struggle with Eevee just a little bit because it's using a lot of sand attacks on us, but we get through. Now it's on to Bill's house. None of these trainers on the way there really cause us any trouble whatsoever. Even the final last is super easy because she's just got 2 Odysseys and a Pidgey. No problem, we just take them down with a bunch of tackles and we are able to make our way on to Bill's house. And next up is rival number 3. So rival 3 is going to present us with a little bit of a challenge coming up though, because rival 3 is the first time that he actually has Smart AI. And Smart AI means that now Spearow will use Peck against us every single turn, and he could take us out. So we're going to try to set up Leech Seed and Growl on him. No, that doesn't work. We just get taken out. I tried it a bunch of times and really couldn't get it to happen, so I settled on using a rare candy. It took us from being a 3-hit KO to a 4-hit KO for the Spearow, and the rest of his Pokemon go down very easily to Vine Whip. So we're just using Leech Seed and Growl here to heal up on the Eevee, because if he wants to spam Sand Attack, we can at least just get more health. But you can vary that if you want to do this run on your own. You might just be able to get through using Vine Whip in hindsight. So we get cut and we can make our way on to Lieutenant Surge. And we should have an advantage here, right? He's an electric type trainer. Not so fast. Lieutenant Surge's Raichu knows Mega Kick. And that is a 1-hit KO on us. And Mega Punch isn't much better. 2-hit KO. So I tried it a few times and it didn't really work out. So I decided to fight the Lass on the way to Rock Tunnel. And that battle gave me 1 additional level and let me learn Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf might be just what we need in order to get through this fight. So here we're just going to wrap up our battle with this Lass by using Razor Leaf. And let's get back to Lieutenant Surge and try it. So back at Lieutenant Surge, it's really not that hard. Just 4 hits, but he used some bad AI and we were able to get through. Rock Tunnel's no challenge, so really the next thing is the Rocket Game Corner. Here, Team Rocket doesn't really pose a challenge to us anymore because we're able to pick up Double Team at the Celadon Mart. Double Team allows us to make a lot of these battles much more consistent. It's not that we necessarily need it against them, it's just easier to do it this way. So we're going to set up Leech Seed and Double Team and then just tackle their Pokemon down. Really no problem. Now we are going to pick up all the vitamins in here because our stats are terrible and we don't get a lot of battles. So every little bit of stat experience we can get is super important. Against Giovanni, we just set up Double Team. We probably didn't even need to, but I did it just to be safe. And then we go into Razor Leaf, and his Pokemon are 1 hit, and 2 hits for the Persian. Easy battle. So before moving on to Lavender Town, let's take a shot at Erika. We had a lot of trouble against her on max DVs in the video linked just up here on the right, but in this run, we're using Double Team already, and Double Team actually makes this a fairly consistent run. We can use Razor Leaf here on Tangela since it's only 1-time resistant to our move. Against the other Pokemon, we're going to use Tackle and hopefully take them out. Here with Double Team, we manage to basically dodge all of her attacks until the very end. She takes us to 3 health, but we get through. Now it's on to Rival 4 in Lavender. Let's see how this goes. Fearow, you would think, would be a really big challenge for us, but the problem is this. Fearow only knows 1 flying type move, and that move is Mirror Move. So if we use Leech Seed and then just start spamming Growl on it, it will never be able to do damage to us. But I decide to use a few Razor Leafs just to try to speed up the process. We heal up the damage anyway every turn. Now against Vulpix, we can just spam our Razor Leaf, and it's really no challenge. 1 Razor Leaf for Magnemite, for Sandshrew, and 2 for Eevee. We're through with no problems. And on top of that, this battle gets us Growth. Growth boosts our special stat, which is both offensive and defensive, and it's going to be very important in a lot of these battles coming up. So we're going to go ahead and actually forget Tackle in order to learn Growth. Tackle doesn't really do much for us at this point, and Growth is super important. Now taking on Team Rocket at the top of the tower, they're no challenge anymore, guys. Yes, the first Team Rocket was a big wall, but now we just use Double Team, Leech Seed, Growth, and we can take them out with very little difficulty. So we're just getting set up here on the Meowth. Let's switch into Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf here on Arbok is no problem. And now it's just Weezing. How many Razor Leafs will it take? Well, more than I'd like, but we get through. Now we've completed most of the middle game, but before we go and fight Rival 5, let's go and fight Koga. Koga's going to allow us to get the TM for Toxic, and that's going to be super important. Now, yes, if he decides to use Psychic right away and we can't dodge it, he's going to take us out. But with Double Team, Growth, Leech Seed, and then finally using Razor Leaf, we are going to be able to get through all of his Pokemon. Here on the second attempt, we are actually able to get through all of the Venonats without taking a whole lot of damage. And because we've set up 6 Growths, even if they do hit us with Psychic, it's not going to do that much damage. So this is just a war of attrition because we don't do a lot of damage when we use Razor Leaf. They're 4 times resistant to it, but we can get through this fight basically without any trouble. Here against Venomoth, we've reached the battle with full HP. We get off Leech Seed just to get a little healing in case it does hit us, but now it's just spamming Razor Leaf over and over and over again until we take it out. So there we go. We have gotten access to Toxic, and now we can use the Leech Seed Toxic combo against the rival. And we're not quite done changing up our moveset right now, because we actually need to make one more change to our moveset in order to make the rival really consistent. And that is, we are going to teach our Bulbasaur Mega Drain. I thought about saving it for later, but the reason for it is because we will sometimes still take hits here, and being able to heal is super important. So against the rival, he leads off with Sandslash that will only use Poison Sting against us. The game thinks that Poison Sting is super effective against us when it's actually neutrally effective and it's a super weak attack. So we get through with no problem, and now it's just to get set up against Magneton. We're using Mega Drain. Here against Ninetales, we're going to set up Leech Seed and Toxic. This combo allows us to basically heal up every turn. Now against Kadabra, Leech Seed and Toxic, we get through, and we get through Vaporeon with a couple of Mega Drains. It's really no trouble at all. And there we go. We have gotten Lapras, and we can move on to Giovanni. Giovanni is not going to be a challenge. Here, Nidorino can't do anything to us, really. It's going to use Poison Sting, the same as Sandslash, and we're just going to set up all of our growths, all of our Leech Seeds, and then just go into using Mega Drain to take his Pokemon out. It's 1 Mega Drain against Persian, 1 against Rhyhorn, and 2 against Nidoqueen, and this battle is done. Now, we have the chance to learn Sleep Powder. I decided to forego it. It's not really part of my strategy going forward. You'll see what I mean. So now we're going to move on to Sabrina, but this is where we actually need to learn Double Team again. And the only move that we can really forget for Double Team is Mega Drain. Think about it. Growth will raise our special and make us more resistant to her psychic attacks. Double Team we need to miss to get her to miss. We need Leech Seed and Toxic then to take out her Pokemon. So we have no attacking moves here, but we're gonna get through Sabrina just by spamming Double Team and Growth and then setting up Leech Seed and Toxic. Now, yes, we've taken a few flashes, so we do have lower accuracy. That's why our Toxic isn't connecting. I was really worried that maybe we would just run out of PP in this battle, but we do get the Toxic off. And now against Kadabra, we get Leech Seed. I spam Growth for a few turns just to see maybe we'll do enough damage that we can just do that. No, it starts doing damage to us. So I decide, you know what? We better use some Toxic here. We get it to connect, and now we're able to heal up off of the Kadabra. Take it down. Against Alakazam, we get Toxic right away. Perfect. And now we're just hoping to get Leech Seed. There it is. Now it doesn't matter what we do. This battle is finished. So there we go. With 6 matches down, we can move on now to Cinnabar Island and Blaine, and let's see how this goes. So this is the point where Bulbasaur is actually incredibly broken in the game because we don't have any attacking moves, but we're going to be able to get through this section. It's just a matter of resets and luck. It's not a matter of whether it's possible or not. So we're going to pick up the secret key onto Blaine himself, and we're just hoping to set up Double Team here on the Ninetales without taking too much damage. We get all of our Double Teams set up, and then we're going to spam Growth so that if we do get a lucky Fire Blast or a Flamethrower to hit us, hopefully we'll survive. So here we've got all of our setup off, and now it's just changing to Leech Seed and Toxic. We're through Ninetales, Leech Seed and Toxic. We take a massive stomp from Rapidash, but it doesn't matter. We heal right back up, and we go into Arcanine on full health. Leech Seed, Toxic, yeah, you can use Reflect. It doesn't matter because we don't have any attacking moves. We take a Flamethrower, and we get through. So 7 badges are now down, and the only one left is Giovanni. We need to change our moveset a little though. Growth, sorry, it was really nice having you, but we need Solar Beam to get through this fight. Here, we're going to set up Double Team first on the Doug Trio. We're hoping not to take too many sand attacks though. So let's try this again. Double Team on the Doug Trio. We don't want to get hit. And then we need to set up our Solar Beam. Just take it out. It's another couple Solar Beams here on the Persian. Then here against Nidoqueen, we want to set up Solar Beam, but we might also use Leech Seed to get this last little bit of health off of it. There we go, and we take it out. Now we're going to use Leech Seed on Nidoking as well, and maybe we can just stall it out. well, it's not enough damage, so I decided to use at least one Solar Beam to get it lower. And now we'll just use up our double teams in order to stall it out and get to Rhydon. Rhydon, one Solar Beam, done. We are through all 8 gym leaders on 0 DVs and minimum battles with this Bulbasaur. We're cruising, guys. This is looking absolutely amazing. Now, the question is, in the real challenge, can we get through? Rival 6. Fortunately, Sandslash will always have the same problem. It will always only use Poison Sting against us. So we're going to do the same as we've done every time before. This is the first attempt, guys. We're just going to set up double team. Now we're going to use Leech Seed and Toxic and Solar Beam to get through. So here we get through the Execute. Magneton, it's just Leech Seed and Toxic. We'll heal up off of it, use a Solar Beam to take it out. And then here, Leech Seed and Toxic on Ninetales. You might see a pattern forming, guys. And if we can get through this one, then we've just got Kadabra and Vaporeon. Kadabra, just don't get a lucky critical hit on us. Come on. Yeah, perfect. We got through. And here, Vaporeon is just going to use Acid Armor and Haze. Does nothing to us. And we're through. So now, the last thing we need to do before the Elite Four is we need to pick up a few TMs. We need to get Mimic, we need to get Takedown, and we need to get Swords Dance. So getting all of those out of the way, let's try Lorelei. Here, we're going to lead off with Leech Seed and start spamming Double Team. And we're at level 47, we're 7 levels lower, but maybe this is possible? Next, we're going to get off a Solar Beam, and that's a one-hit KO on Dugong. Here, I try Leech Seed in this battle. It actually turned out that Solar Beam is also a one-hit KO on that. Solar Beam is a one-hit KO on Slowbro as long as it doesn't use Amnesia. But here, we take a lucky hit from Jinx and get taken out. So I decided to use some of my rare candies. What happened in that last fight was that I leveled up after Slowbro, and that erased all my badge boosts going into Jinx. By using some rare candies, I'm able to eliminate that level up. So here, we use Solar Beam, we get through Cloyster, we get through Slowbro relatively easy. We're just finishing our setup here, and if we can just get through this, we're going to be in good shape. So we take it out, and now on to Jinx. It takes a couple of Solar Beams, but we do get through. And we take a Blizzard from Lapras, but it's not enough to take us out. Now against Bruno, it's fairly simple. We're just going to use an Elixir to revive our PP. And we just need to use Double Team and Solar Beam. And this is going to be super consistent. So double team here against the Onix, and after we get all of our double teams set up, we're just going to switch into Solar Beam to take it out. We use Leech Seed, that's just a wasted turn. Solar Beam was definitely the way to go, but we get it taken down easily. Once Solar Beam takes out Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee actually uses double team, so the best strategy is to use Leech Seed and Toxic on it. But all the other Pokemon are one-hits with Solar Beam. Now, we're on to Agatha. And Agatha requires a huge rethink of our strategy. You see, first we need to use our remaining rare candies, because otherwise this isn't consistent at all. Secondly, we need to learn Swords Dance, Mimic, and Takedown. So now our moveset is Double Team, Swords Dance, Takedown, and Mimic. Why? Well, we're going to set up Double Team and Swords Dance here on the Gengar. But we're not going to mimic the Gengar. No. The move that we actually need comes from Golbat. And Agatha will switch to Golbat some percentage of the time. So we're just trying to buy enough turns until she does that. Here is Golbat, and we're going to mimic Wing Attack. Keep in mind, we have 3 Swords Dances set up, and we are one-shotting her Pokemon with this moveset, except a 2-shot on the last Gengar. Super consistent once we can get that setup. That's all we needed on Agatha. Now it's time to heal up, restore our PP, and go to Lance. Lance causes his own troubles because Hyper Beam from Gyarados will be a one-hit KO. Just like that. But if we can get through the Gyarados and the first Dragonair, we can mimic Ice Beam, and that makes the rest of the run super consistent. So here we're setting up our double teams and getting our Swords Dances off, and we're going to use Takedown to take out the Gyarados, and Takedown to take down the first Dragonair, and now we can get Ice Beam. We use Ice Beam, it's a one-shot, and a one-shot on Dragon Knight, and we are through to the champion on 0 DVs with a Bulbasaur. This is ridiculous. We are not making any changes to our moveset from here on out. It's just a matter of getting set up. And I'm going to tell you now that this run that you're about to see against the rival is the first attempt. There were no need for resets on the rival himself, on the champion. He's really that easy for Bulbasaur. We lead off by setting up our double teams. He's only going to use Poison Sting against us. We don't have Leech Seed or Mega Drain to heal up anymore, but it doesn't matter. Just get set up. We're going to mimic Earthquake and set up our Swords Dances. Now Earthquake, 2 Earthquakes takes out Sandslash, 1 Earthquake for Alakazam. We're going to switch into Takedown to take out Exeggutor, Earthquake on Ninetales, Earthquake on Magneton. It's a 2-hit KO, but we get him down. And it's going to be 2 Earthquakes on Vaporeon. And we are through the entire game with a 0 DVs of Bulbasaur. Can you believe it? And we're not even using a same type attacking move at the end. So I got here to the end credit screen and I thought, you know what? There's one more challenge that we can give this Bulbasaur. Mewtwo. So here we are at Mewtwo and we're going to try to set up on him. What we're going to do is set up 6 double teams, 3 Swords Dances, and we're going to mimic Barrier. This took me about 30 attempts to get this luck, but I got a run where I got all my setup done and he never did damage to me. Barrier allows us to resist his Swift, and now we're just using Takedown in order to get through the Mewtwo. He recovers, but we have such high attack now with all of our Swords Dances that we take him out, and Bulbasaur, it has defeated every meaningful trainer in the game. It has defeated Mewtwo. This Bulbasaur is now a Pokemon god. I told you guys when I did the Bulbasaur Max DVs run against Rival 5 that I was going to make Bulbasaur into a god, and we have done it. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, like, subscribe. There's a link over here to some of my other videos. But this video is the one that I'm the most excited about because this challenge is really what this channel's all about. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later.